big of an impact is a Porzingis injury for you? The Franklin Frankel injury attorney text line is open at 877-881-1053. I mean, I did have to lean on Broadus's Gang of Seven or whoever his friends are on his phone to explain what the injury is.
Yeah.
Torn medial retinaculum. It's allowing dislocation of the posterior tibialis tendon in his leg.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen that in all my years of covering sports.
Neither have my trainer buddies.
What the hell is this?
They say it's really rare.
Okay.
And that's KP.
Yeah.
Really rare injuries. Oh, my gosh. How many times with the Mavs did you he had what?
Yeah.
He leads the league, and you have to go to the medical journals to find the injury.
I also think he leads the league in how did you get hurt on that play injuries?
Yes.
Like, where did the injury happen?
He had back problems at one time here that was like, what? How did that? What's he doing? Oh, okay.
The hopium does get even better, though, when you start to hear some opinions on this. Now, the Celtics are officially saying this is day-to-day, Brian. What are you hearing?
Yeah, okay. Again, these are NFL trainers that I'm talking to around the league.
Just a little sports crossover.
Yeah, a little sports crossover.
Hey, but biology is biology, man.
Yeah, they say both these guys said, hey, I've never seen this injury. To be honest with you, he says, but the tendon, and it's Porzingis, the tendon can be a real issue, though. That's what they're saying. His height could be a problem here. He's 7'2", right?
It's always been a problem.
Always been a problem, yeah. But he says, you know what? I said, hey, can you play through these things? He says, got to be honest, I doubt it. Both guys, I doubt you play through this thing. And I said, they don't know the guy. And I said, well, he sits out a lot. And they're like, oh, okay. They didn't answer back.
Did you tell him about the chronic vaginitis?
But yeah, I tried to be nice about this. Yeah. I go, the tendon, he said that the tendon is if it's tendonitis, it could be debilitating, as I'm trying to say the word.
So if it's just tendonitis, it can be bad.
It could be bad too. Yeah. But this would be, but they think this is more than just tendonitis.
Hey, this is a torn medial retinaculum.
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
Okay, so I'm seeing we have a Twitter doctor. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe a grain of salt situation. Brian Sutterer, MD.
Okay.
And he says the medial retinaculum is like a seat belt that keeps the tendons in place as they course around the inside of the ankle bone. There are 3 tendons that travel along the inside of the ankle, and that seatbelt keeps them secured and in place. The posterior tibialis tendon is one of said tendons.
Okay.
So it's holding everything together.
So it sounds like they got to go back in and fix that.
That feels like there's an operation. Who am I to say? I have no idea, but that doesn't sound like somebody who's going to be able to do much playing.
No.
You can't play without your seatbelts.
No, I probably...
Click it or take it, bro.
In the 70s, we used to drive without him and get slung all over the back seat. And it's while our moms and dad were smoking cigarettes in the car.
And drinking a beer.
Drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette in the car while we were in the back seat.
The good old days.
Slinging it around.
Yeah, that's finals ending, I believe. Maybe career threatening. I mean, if you do have to operate on the foot and start fixing tendons and stuff, it opens up a Pandora's box of disasters.
Yeah,
thanks to the doctor for chiming in, by the way. In fact, we did get butt
thanks to the Twitter doctors as well.
Twitter doctors, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to track this story. Whatever the case, you take away his shot blocking, you take away the floor stretching, you take away his high post efficiency.
We're fine.
Which is a problem because the Mavs have tried to put smaller players on him. You know, you try to put a Luka on him, or you say, hey, can we get away with? Yeah, you want to put a Josh Green on him.
Oh.
You know,
he's been punishing those smaller guys.
You're getting crushed. Yeah, at that high post, you take that out of the equation. I think the floor stretching, but obviously the rim protection is the biggest one.
Yeah, I think so too. With how much, I mean, what's the Mavs' biggest problem right now? They can't score.
Yeah.
Can't score. And part of the reason why is they have a 7.5-foot pterodactyl floating around ready to challenge the 3 and challenge the dunk. Simultaneously.
Yeah.
So having him just off the floor defensively, I think, is the single biggest thing.
So yesterday we said maybe we were at single digits of percentile believing the Mavs would win, could come back and win this series. Bassick reacting to this breaking news was at 33%. I feel like I'm somewhere in that range. I just can't pinpoint it right now. How about you guys?
Yeah, I think definitely I'm well over 25%. I know that. I know that. I mean, what has even happened at this point? At this point, you've lost 2 games on the road, and they've lost maybe their most impactful player.
Mm-hmm.
So why should I not be confident? And like I got some things to reflect why Kyrie should be getting back into his bag here, which could be exciting. We'll dip into that when we go around the rim, but I think there's a lot of reasons for optimism. You're back at home, and shots are going to fall. Yeah. And so I'm back to feeling just as.
And it might fall for Boston.
It's the rare Tuesday that feels like a full torque Friday. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, and we do need to acknowledge that obviously we're not rooting for injuries.
No, we never do.
We
get in trouble for doing that.
Just rooting for my team to win Game 3 of the NBA Finals, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
But the point spread is growing up to 3 points now on some books. The Mavs favored for Game 3 tomorrow night. I do feel a little bit vindicated in not believing in Porzingis and celebrating that the Mavs had moved on from him into, pointing
You're taking a victory lap now?
Yeah, I am. I do want to say that,
Wow.
He's played the best.
He went to Washington for a while.
What's that?
He went to Washington for a while. You didn't take the victory lap there.
Well, I was happy when they traded him,
Yeah, I mean, you sort of manifested it.
Yeah.
With your mouth.
No, there's no question. He willed this thing to happen.
I did, yes.
Not the injury. He
Left
didn't
it all
will
out.
that. No, he would never do that.
But part of my explanation was even if he starts playing great, the injury is going to happen and break your heart when you need him most. I mean, when he was around on the Mavs, he's like, playoffs are starting injured in Game 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
This is – and salute to Porzingis for being the best version of himself. Like his high post offense – his willingness to be a secondary star instead of demanding like an immature, spoiled brat that he be the focal point of the offense, like that took maturity. And maybe it was the massive failure of being on the Mavs and then going to Washington where his team was terrible that gave him clarity on exactly what his position was. But, I mean, he was about to come in and dunk all over me, Brian, and be like, hey, you said I couldn't stay healthy at the right time. You said I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. Well, guess what? I am a championship level player now, and because of this injury now, I get to avoid that humiliation. So I'm sorry if I need to do that. If that makes me a bad person, so be it.
Nah, man, you're okay with me. But you are taking the victory lap right now, though.
Yeah, because I was right. Yeah, Porzingis will get hurt. You should not get him. You should not give him a max contract. That's the other part of this, and it's really unfortunate that he got hurt today.
Yeah, it is, and it'll be interesting to see how Boston does play. I think Boston, you talk about a team that Boston didn't shoot particularly well from threes the other day themselves. Boston hangs in there by making free throws too when they get to the line.
Yeah.
They hang in there. That's how they play. They play really good defense, and if they don't shoot well, which we all know they're volume 3 shooters, they'll keep shooting. Dallas better find them a volume 3 shooter. It might be time to play your guy you're trying to trade again, Hardaway.
Yeah,
you might.
That's the last. That is like.
Is that changing the goalie in the playoffs? Is that the thing? Is that the last card you're playing?
And it's the very last card I'm playing.
If you lose game 3, are you going to play that card?
Sure, yeah, because now it's
out of a favor to him.
Ultimate, now it's ultimate desperation, and what does anything matter?
You don't see playing him in game 3 as any type of help of guy that can maybe knock down some shots.
I know that there is a world when you simulate it 10,000 times. There's a couple that blink out to you. Holy smokes, Hardaway Jr. had a night.
Yeah.
But more, I can't trust that.
Well, you're not to that point yet. After watching Maxi Kleber not do anything?
No, because I've seen Maxi have the yips and then not have the yips.
Maxi Kleber's got
At least he plays defense. Tim Hardaway Jr. is doing nothing for you. He's a cone defensively, and then he could be like a 3 for 12 from the field. Or he could be even worse than that, let's be honest.
Maxi playing defense?
Maxi playing defense? Maxi's playing better defense than Tim Hardaway Jr. ever even dreamed of.
Do you need the defense or the shots?
I can't guarantee that Tim Hardaway Jr. is giving me those. I have seen Kleber in this postseason, and you have too. Knock it down. He's been banged up. Okay, he's got a couple of games under his belt.
He might not be healthy enough to knock down shots for you. That's the problem.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't want to take shots. Look at him.
So you want to give the Maxi Kleber minutes to Tim Hardaway? You want to go watch Tim Hardaway Jr. and you're just going to risk the fact that tonight's one of those 2 for 12 nights.
If I'm the Mavericks, I need somebody to help Luka here.
That's Kyrie, and it's going to happen tonight. And all the other role players are going to start. Or excuse me, tomorrow night.
Yeah,
and all the other role players as well. I mean, again, I think the Porzingis thing, like that just helped you a ton. You don't have to start trying to outthink the room on what you need to do. Do with what got you here a little bit, man. Well, now if it's halftime and no one can buy a bucket and it's just Luka is the only 3 on the night, then I think maybe you start. But I'm not going into the game with any plan of having Tim Hardaway Jr. and having to depend on him.
The only way I would do it is if you could guarantee me we were going to get another Kyrie game like game 2. Like, if that's going to happen, if it's going to be bad again, I would rather see what Tim Hardaway Jr. could do, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you give me a blank possession,
you're dying
I don't
on
care.
that hill, Chief. You're going to die on that hill, and that's fine because that's what's got you here. That's what's got you here. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I just can't find the
hill.
minutes for him. I need Luka or Kyrie on the court together.
Yeah.
And when one of them is off, I'm actually relishing the chance that we might be able to play great defense here for a few minutes, and that's going to be eliminated if we put Tim Hardaway Jr. in the game.
Yeah, Kyrie turned the ball over just like Tim will. I guess he'll miss shots just like Tim will.
Yeah,
but do you think right now what's more likely?
If I'm a Mavericks fan, I'm a little concerned about the way that Kyrie Irving's playing.
The NBA looks at things of what is the probability if we play it out over 100 possessions. That's what they make decisions on. And 100 possessions of Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to be god-awful compared to those 100 Kyrie possessions in every simulation you do. Now, crazy things happen. What if you only get 10 possessions and those are Tim Hardaway Jr.'s best 10 possessions, but you can't make a coaching decision based on that.
Yeah.
That's bad math.
I get
that's the kind of stuff you get fired for.
I'm just watching Dallas not knock down threes and for 2 straight games.
Yeah.
And maybe Boston's, but they've had some really good looks. Dallas has had some good looks. It's not like every ball has been contested.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting concept. If that continues tonight, you're back home and Kyrie is not making them and Washington's not making them and Jones Jr. is not making them and you were an assistant coach and you up to Jason Kidd in the third quarter and whisper, hey, how about 3 minutes of Timmy? I think I'd sign off on that.
Yeah.
Be like, let's freaking do it, dude. We're down 12. Nobody can make a shot. Put Timmy out there. Let's see what happens.
For sure.